Ooh, ooh. And the task at hand is to keep doing you and doing you until you come. Sounds like I'm singing something from the mid-1980s, no doubt, but nope. I'm singing something from mid-December 2015. Now, welcome to Adore Cream's Prince channel. And today we're here to talk about this little thing that happened while I went away to the South Island on holiday for 3 days. Seems whenever I go to sea, Prince comes out and gives us pretty much what I consider to be his best album since the Gold Experience, and this might even be topping the Gold Experience. I thought Artificial Age was a fantastic album, but I got this yesterday and I am literally blown away. This is incredible stuff. This is an amazing Prince album. I can't believe he still had it in him, but this thing is amazing. Now, this isn't going to be a long video because they take ages to upload on my medieval equipment, but basically, I'm not going to discuss every track, but one person who can discuss every single track on this is Nightchild Ethereal, Jay, of course, my good friend in England. He's doing some brilliant reviews. He's already reviewed First Impressions and he's already reviewed Baltimore as I speak. Get over there, watch those videos. And before I go on about this wonderful piece of music, I just want to mention that we had been hyping a duel between Nightchild and myself. Because we had no idea this was coming out at all. This funk bomb would be a way to describe it, you know, especially after we've been subjected to the likes of this and another album masquerading under the same title, which is slightly less satisfying, but you know, here you are, the two side by side, the two 2015 releases, and of course it's Funky Big Brother, which might have a chance of unseating, but again, so we're going to put off these duels for a few weeks yet while we just get through this wonderful masterpiece called Hitnrun Volume 2. Now, I might do a series of videos about each song later on, but I do not want to steal the thunder from Nightchild Ethereal because I think Jay is doing a wonderful job reviewing these songs. He's already pretty much said what I wanted to say about Baltimore. Now, just quickly, I'm going to discuss some music on this album. First of all, as you know, it's not completely new. Some of the songs on this album have been kicking around for a while. Extra Lovable, as you know, was an original song from 1982, which was recorded in Prince's... Put this down now. You see, I've tried to Princify my background a bit more. We've got Prince December 2015 over there. You can see, just realised, you know, I'm just pointing my finger to him in front of him now. Bring him down, there he is. You know, holding up an award. He's holding up those cool Third Eye Girl glasses. And I've got a 12-inch vinyl single, which is a German single from 1982 in the background there when they were being exposed to Prince for the first time. Now, first of all, as we know, so basically Extra Lovable dates back at least to 1982, and the unreleased version has some really shocking lyrics. I mean, you can only hear it on unreleased sources. I'm not going to discuss it here, but, you know, this is pretty rude stuff, but this version from 2011's been toned down quite a lot. And actually, of the tracks, the 12 tracks on the album, it's the one I like the least so far. I've just never really got into it, because I had heard most of these songs on other outlets. Also, another old one here is Rock and Roll Love Affair, which dates back at least to 2012. And that was, as you know, that was actually released as a single, and there was those urban mixes and everything else. And then, of course, we had Screwdriver, which came out in 2013, which is the Third Eye Girl version. But this version here, they've put some horns on it, and they've kind of taken the Third Eye Girl out of it, and it's got a much more funky R&B sound, whereas the original Screwdriver from 2013 has a much more glossy pop rock sound. Either way, it's still an amazing song. What else? I'm just holding up this list now because I've only listened to the album 4 times and I haven't memorised all the names of the songs yet, so I apologise for that. Groovy Potential 2 is another song that came out, I think it was early 2014, and I honestly thought that song was going to end up on Artificial Age, and I almost felt shortchanged when some of these songs didn't end up on it, but then I realised that now he's brought them out and he's actually tarted them up a bit. I love Groovy Potential. It's a good sexy ballad, but there's better. Also to another quite old song. I'm not really old, but these two songs have been floating around for a while. Big City, I believe, also is quite a song that's been around for a couple of years, and again, it's a big brassy, you know, number, and I think you've got the girls singing along, and it reminds me very a lot of Get on the Boat, but there's sort of more an R&B, whereas Get on the Boat's got a very Cuban sound almost to it. Now, also too, what I really love too is Baltimore and Stare. As you know, they came out earlier this year in 2015. Baltimore, of course, is a very controversial song because it's about this behavior in America of all this out of control gun crime, and also the fact that, you know, there were several innocent black men who have been shot by police officers. for reasons never other than basically having brown skin. And I mean, you can tell by looking at me, I mean, I'm not exactly the blackest man around, but I've always had a lot of sympathy for black, culture and African American issues. And I do feel that, that the Americans need to sort some of these issues out because, and what I love too is I've never liked guns. I think guns are horrible, and I'm glad to see that Prince is jumping onto the anti-gun side of things. And I really love Baltimore, and I think, yeah, definitely, not so sure about Michael Brown, but Freddie Gray did not deserve to die, and this is a beautiful song. And Prince brought it out in the wake of it. And what else is there on this album that I really love? I really love the song Revelation. That is like pretty steamy stuff. That's the lyric I sang when I started this video. It's a great song, but I don't think it's fully about, Do Me Baby or one of these big ballads. I think he's really talking more about kind of how much he loves. It's a revelation that she's making, basically. I think there's still a very big spiritual element to anything by Prince nowadays, and this is it's actually a very spiritual and very sexualized album. It's got a very black R&B, rootsy type sound to it, and I love R&B music. I love Prince's poppier stuff too, but this is very roots. You always get the one rootsy track on every album, like Satisfied and This Could Be Us and Dark, but this is like a whole album of songs that sound like Dark, and I love it. And what else? I really love the song Black Muse. That's a really cool song. And I mean, I can almost hear like the bass loop is from the coda from the old Morris Day song, Fishnet, where he goes, Blackberry Lace, when he goes, Black Muse. I think it's really good. It's about action. I think Prince has really pulled on his Black Muse in this album. What else is there on this wonderful piece of music? When She Comes is a great song. I really like Big City. I've already mentioned that, but Too Young to Dare is really cool and funky. I love Look at Me, Look at You, and Stare is another clever song. It's just one of those instant Prince classics that's going to get locked in your head. Now, I'm really, really hoping Prince puts this out on a physical CD. And now, since we've got the other three bangers of the past 15 months, I feel like it's Christmas time being a Prince fan, because even the two lesser albums, I mean, there are some amazing numbers on this album. And now, like, Prince is just entering this massively prolific stage, and I love it. So that's all from me here, Mr. Adore Cream. Basically, may you live to see the dawn. And Prince, if you're watching this, thank you so much. I mean, this is amazing. I think you've just made a lot of us Prince fans really happy, because you're 57 years old and you're still like the most funkiest human being ever to walk the face of the earth. This is amazing. I mean, we're going to be listening to Prince for years to come. I mean, it's like, wow, it's like, you've just channeled the 80s and you've just brought them back into, and it's like, the ghosts of Sam Cooke, Marvin Gaye, and I mean, I'm not sure if Al Green's dead yet now, but I see a lot of Al Green and Stevie Wonder on this new album, and brother, you're amazing, What can I say? I have nothing but love. Anyway, keep cool, and may you all live to see the dawn. And remember, when it comes out, buy it, listen to it, and love it.